Hello, and welcome to Rule of Thirds, a conversation about art, design, and culture, with your hosts,
Burns,
Mike,
and Jude.
If this is your first time listening, welcome to the family. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod. Don't be shy to say hi.
A question about the arts and the craft. If you didn't know, then it's good that you asked. You tune into the culture. This the rule of thirds. If you want to, you could tune at work, yeah. They tell me, does that frame fit good? Does it feel right? You want to steal a photo for your website, but you want a logo we can design, right? Yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We are Rule of Thirds. My name is Jude,
My name's Burns.
And I am Mike.
and we are Black people. Happy Black History Month, everyone.
So we are black people. Oh my God.
How we doing?
Great.
Nice,
Amazing.
nice.
Amazing. I got the residency.
Yeah!
Oh,
Come on! Woo!
Obviously, I am excited internally. Just, think obviously because I've talked to you guys about it. Friends, family. My mum was also very excited, and she also mentioned, I made a covenant with God that if you get this thing, that you have to go back to church. So
Amen.
You're going back to church.
we didn't specify a time.
I'll usher
Oh,
you
that's
in.
the next year.
And
I'll usher you in the door.
Say,
But, like,
please, this
I
chair,
did,
please.
I did also have my own conversations with God. Like, obviously, I'm not trying to force your hand and be like, give me this thing and this is what I'm going to do. But like, if it's for me, fine. If it's not for me, fine. But I don't want to like now do these things in order to ask of something if I don't feel like I'm in a certain place. But I am grateful. I will attend a service. I want to attend
Online
a
service, yeah.
anyway.
No, you're paying it.
But,
You're paying it.
I will probably like next year like try some things out anyway. Like obviously there's
So you're on a break.
There's
Because said next year, like, so
but
for 3 months, what do you do?
My
Yeah,
plan-
immediately.
my plan
Thinking
was-
about going.
there's people like, oh yeah, like 2025, I might be back in 2025,
That's okay.
But
I see you, King.
But yeah, no, great news.
Yeah, man.
I can't say too much about it now, I guess, because it's not like
Illuminati.
confirmed. On a
You
serious.
see what he said? Illuminati, is it confirmed?
I'll tell you something afterwards. But yeah. No, continue.
You got a recruitment letter, yeah? Alright, say less.
I'm even joking.
Huh?
Well, I know it's junk mail.
Yeah,
Or spam.
right. Sure.
Don't kill me.
Uh-huh.
But literally, guys, I got email says, this is your invitation to the Illuminati.
And you said...
I aired it, of course.
You didn't delete the message.
No, I didn't delete it, no.
Ah.
I just wanted to show you guys.
Oh.
But like the spelling errors are, are like,
Did they spell Illuminati right, at least?
yeah, at least as
Okay,
well.
okay.
But like, nothing, you even design a banner or nothing.
No effort.
Present it well.
Maybe that's why they want you to
They want it
so you can-
low-key.
Yeah. So you can come and help them with their design. Their flyers are like...
I look at wait till he responds and see how they will try to scam me.
I think you should.
But I'm not doing that.
There's a really good TED talk about someone like responded to like a scammer.
Like a Nigerian prince.
became
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
I mean, even though they're not Nigerian princes, that's just what
Yeah, that's what they said.
claim
Yeah.
to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, disclaimer.
Yeah.
He's probably Ghanaian.
you
That's
know.
the funny thing.
Probably is gone in.
Happy Nigerian
You
Independence
know.
Day as well.
Woo!
Yeah, but just be careful.
Yeah. So I'm not responding to that. But anyway.
Take a risk, man.
But yeah, residency wise, they will do a formal announcement, so I can't be like it's these people and that kind of thing.
Right.
Have to sign contracts, do all that stuff, admin. But yeah, no, really exciting times. I
Well
cannot
deserved,
wait
man.
to get started
Honestly.
next
Well
year.
deserved.
Yeah, next year will be insane. Good
Amen.
way. So,
Amen.
how about you, Burns?
Amen.
How's life?
Life is cool. We have got nothing much to say.
What's it, hey?
I'll be
One of those
honest.
weeks.
It's one of them weeks.
Yeah.
I'm transitioning to a new role.
Mm.
Which should be announced. No, I don't think it'll be announced.
This is
I probably won't even announce it. But
Okay.
Yeah.
now I'm looking forward to it. I'm moving away from so I was doing a role that is very creative, but I'm going to transition to do something a bit more different, which I'm excited about. And I think it's interesting when you take a break from what you're used to doing
Mm.
and exploring other disciplines.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing well. Can I think of anything else? No, not really. I think the weather's been a bit poor.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's probably put my mood down a little bit. But other than that, can't complain, mate.
Mm.
Jude?
I'm chilling. Same old,
Get out. Get out.
So if you didn't know, Jude designed for Central C and PSG's collaboration. Can you please speak on that? 'Cause that's
No,
not a light.
look at him, man.
Yeah, that's not a light work.
Thank you guys.
No, bro. Stop that nonsense. I'm not talking about your work, my friend.
No, but honest to God, like, yeah, okay, so it is out now, but yeah, it was cool. I don't really know, like, for me, it's just work, so I don't know. What do you want?
It's
what-
not just any like work.
I,
though, at the same
I,
time.
I do see what you're saying, yeah, but I think in the moment, first of all, it came out before I knew it was out, so
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah. Shout out to Malika. She was one who said, by the way, it's out. And I was like, oh,
Oh yeah,
I didn't even know. Because like PSG on the page just went crazy. Like they dropped like
yeah.
20 pictures
Ooh.
Oh wow.
with the whole
I will
year.
keep a
So,
browse.
you know, yeah.
Boy.
So yeah, it's out. I mean,
Quick question.
go on.
At what point did it just become just work for you and you wasn't gassed? If that makes sense. Like, I mean, not just this project in particular,
in general.
but
because
at what
it's-
point did it transition to like, oh, it's just work?
like this
Like,
is
it
not your
was
first
like-
rodeo.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like,
I
yeah.
felt like it was like the first week.
Really?
The first week when I was working at Warner, yeah,
Oh, okay.
that shimmer
Mm,
kind of just vanished.
fair.
I'll be so honest, like
I hear it though.
because
yeah.
like I don't think I've said this before, but the day that I started working at Warner was the same day that Gets got signed
Oh, by Warner.
Oh.
by Warner.
Wow.
Okay.
Like when I tell you, I was downstairs
Right.
with my physical portfolio, and then I see Gets walking in, right?
That's
And then-
insane.
Like, so Gets is walking in, going upstairs, like with his. At the time, he had this videographer who used to follow him everywhere.
Mm.
I don't know if you lot remember, but you like they were proper excited and they're going upstairs, and yeah, I was just like, it's Gets. And then I think there was like the moment I was like,
Oh.
it's Gets.
Fair.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And then it was like the next day was someone else, and then the next day was someone else, and it's like,
It just became normal.
oh wait, no, but it just, not even normal, but it's like, I don't want to say it this way, but they're just people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I hear you
100%.
on that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
So some like
Very true.
after like the first week when I saw so many, and I was like, in the beginning I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, I get to meet people who have been listening to me and fans of for so long, and it's like, yeah, like I remember like I think I've told, I don't know if it's you guys I told, but I remember meeting like Leanna Havas
Mm.
for the first time.
God.
Yeah, and this was me when they were like, oh, Leanna's coming. I was like, what, it's Leanna Havas.
Yeah.
Then I see Leanna, I'm like, oh, it's Leanna Havas.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Almost like we put these people on pedestals, not in like a
Even when I saw Stormzy, I was
Ah.
it was actually like,
oh, I remember seeing Stormzy at like a recess event.
Oh, mad.
but I think it just comes down to the, and maybe I guess it's London as well. I think
I agree.
Like,
yeah.
I see so many people
Yeah,
like around,
yeah.
especially where I work,
Yeah.
I could
that
imagine.
area.
Mm.
Just
I was
bumping into,
seeing-
yeah.
Fam, I won't mention names, but I was seeing people, bro, and it was like, raw.
Yeah.
Like, it just gets to a point where you're like, oh,
Mm.
yeah, we are just human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think now I'm just more at a point where I'm like, oh wow, what your art has helped me a lot, or your art has been like a quite, like, for example, someone like Wretch, for example,
Right,
when I
right,
see
right.
him around,
Mhm.
is like raw, like
Oh, you still have that?
not. It's not even that. It's more so not like, oh my gosh, I'm gassed, but it's
Yeah.
like, no, you're actually a real G. Like, in terms of like what you put out,
Yeah. Yeah.
you should get a medal for it. Like, kind of, do you know what I
I see
mean?
what you're saying, I see what you're
It was
saying.
more like a respect,
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
as
Of
opposed
course,
to
of
like
course,
a
Or and like yeah,
starstruck.
yeah,
You know when
Yeah,
people ask
yeah,
that question
yeah.
of like, oh, is there somebody that you would like think?
Fan out for?
Yeah, and it's like,
Is there someone you fan out for?
nah, mate. I think we had this conversation though.
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah,
I think so.
when you were like, oh, if Jesus Christ was a musician or something.
Oh,
like
it'd
that.
probably be you, wouldn't it? Yeah, I can see that actually. Yeah.
But like, no, you're silly. You're actually,
my son?
you're actually so silly. But no, like, bro, I don't think there's anyone, man. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it's one of those things. I think when you're in situations like that, when it becomes normalized, the magic goes away,
Mm.
and it's even worse when maybe you're working with people like that, because like I've had great experience and I've had horrible experiences with some of these people. You know, most of them have been great, luckily for me.
Yeah.
But it's like people I've heard the stories from other people and how they've been like treated with other people and so on and so forth. So it's like it reinforces that idea that they're just human beings, and if you're gonna treat them any more special than you would anybody else, it can be to your like at your
On detriment.
yeah, because it's like if the person needs something from you, you do what the job that has to be done. Maybe it's just my personality, but it's like in the work environment, I'm there to work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not time to be like
Starstruck.
you know what I'm saying. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm there to do the work first. If after we do the work, there's time for us to talk and blah blah, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, like sometimes I remember one time one of the artists called me on my phone. I was like half asleep, so I woke up and the person, yo, it's big name. I'm just thinking like, oh hey, like I'm thinking like, why are you calling me at this time?
yeah.
So it's like those kind of moments here. They just reinforce that this is a human being. Like any other client, if they have your number and they call you at that time, you're not gonna be excited. You're gonna be like, oh my god, it's you know what I'm saying. You're gonna be like, oh, why are you calling me? It's like 6 a.m.
Even companies, I think when I started working at where I'm now, because we're doing a lot of collaborations with like a lot of brands. I've gone to a point now where I'm just like,
Yeah.
Because what I've realized is that those brands are just people working for those brands.
Facts.
So, for example, let's say, I always use Nike because I can get away with that one easier.
So you can get away with it. It's funny.
So I probably can't. But with Nike, for example, because it's just individuals working there, it might be like a marketing executive there or whatever.
Yeah.
That person might not even be there next year. So it's like, I'm talking to individuals as opposed to Nike is a human being.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas before you entered into that corporate world, you're like, oh my gosh, imagine if I
want to work
for
for yeah.
and you work there and it's like, oh.
Huh, bro.
Yeah.
And you know, so funny. Sometimes it's like, you know, when you see like a household from the outside, everyone's all well put together.
And you see that,
Then you go inside, and
I feel like that's probably what ruined it for me. I can't believe
I think for a lot of corporate companies, the chaos inside.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys are not as put together as I thought.
Yeah, the gloss is really...
So outside looks really clean, but you look at that as chaos. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I think that's why now, something I work with brands that if I mentioned, people be like, oh my gosh. But then it's like, oh no.
This is why when sometimes you look at like, oh, you like
I hear it. I actually hear it.
Yeah, no,
but it's not good for us to also, because I feel like sometimes people looking up to us or people that want to go to those places, they want to see us celebrating our work or do you know what I mean?
I definitely celebrate it, but I think I don't celebrate it for the reasons that maybe other people would celebrate.
I
like,
get what you're saying.
Like I have this thing where like, I think it irks me quite a lot when I post something and obviously it doesn't get the same treatment that if I post like right now obviously Central C or even when I post Gets or Nines or any there's some works that I would never post because I know what kind of response it would have. You know? And it's like there's so many like work I've done for what people would consider celebrities that I would never post.
Wow.
Just because it's like I know what this is gonna do. And I know what kind of audience is gonna attract. And I respect my work. Like I take it very seriously. So I don't want it to just become a thing where it's like I'm just doing it for clout. Where it's like, oh, like I've done it for this and that.
I think
you know what I'm saying?
It becomes very like obvious when people are respectfully doing that too. Or like you're only posting because you know the person that you're gonna post is gonna like
bring in
a certain outcome which will lead to other stuff.
And I think what the dangerous path you may go down is that you end up becoming like, you know how you got like celebrity barbers.
Yes,
you end up becoming like
stuck in
there's one designer that I used to follow back in the day, and his work was predominantly for like
You had to give it away. You had to give it away.
No, I ain't gonna give out the news. No point. Right, it may not get beeped out. But this guy used to make like all this stuff for like all these different things, and like I don't know if bro's missing or I don't know, but it's like basically if your brand or as a designer you're built on a certain, or even as a creative, whatever, barber, hairdresser, whatever you are, if you just become this celebrity thing, then it's like actually you might realize you're pushing people away.
Yeah.
Because actually people don't come to you, but they think, oh,
you're good. Bro, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
They think, oh, you're working with da, so you don't need work. I'm like, bro, like,
please.
Wait, so I see, you see a comment under, they'll be like, yo, lend me a tenner or like, I'm like,
I can't like,
you lend me a
I'm the one to do that.
I was definitely like going through your comments because
I'm the one to do that.
I was like, I wonder what the response to this is actually going to be like.
I'm just kind of like, you lot don't understand.
Because I think as well, yeah, when you work for certain brands, what people think about immediately is this is the first thing they think about. money.
Yeah.
So especially someone like PSG and Central C, you're
Looking at his chain and thinking it's
yeah.
mine. No, bro.
thinking you got a meal for the job or
No,
something.
no,
You know what I
no,
mean? And
no,
it's
no,
like,
no.
bruv, like this is.
Come on, let's be realistic.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Work is work.
Yeah, it's
You know?
interesting that.
And the
man.
funny thing is that sometimes even working in these spaces, they pay you less than people who are on. who are not-
Oh God.
Yeah, like
Yep.
I'm being so honest. Like, and it's not necessarily like the worst thing in the world, but for me, like I know some of these people
Mhm.
personally,
Yeah,
and I know that the lifestyle that they live in doesn't necessarily match
how
what they
much?
have.
Yeah,
Obviously, like people like Central C, they're living their raps, so I get that. So that's a unique situation. But most of the other people, they like half of the things that, like, bro, if I see someone that people bargain
Yeah.
to get work done,
Mm.
like this is not like a joke. Like people be like, "Yo, can you bring the price down?" And I'm thinking like, hold on a second.
This is not what you're presenting.
Not even,
aren't
but like,
you good
why
for
why
this?
why should I bring my price down?
I need, yeah,
Like, I have bills.
yeah.
So it's like a lot of people obviously on the outside will think that, oh,
Mm.
because you're working with these people, and it's like a facade. I don't think it's fair on designers or the artists, because let's be real, it's art. Both sides.
Yeah.
They're portraying a particular thing, but that's part of their art. That's what they're there to do. To show you this idea that you could possibly attain, or
Right,
this lifestyle, this kind of voyeuristic approach to life. So they're doing what they have to do. It's like actors. I don't see an actor acting like a millionaire and think, oh, that person is a millionaire as well.
Yeah.
It's not realistic. But
Mm.
I guess it's like wrestling. People think it's real,
Mhm.
and the people who know it's not real, but they can still enjoy that it's not real. And I think a lot of people, when they see you working with brands, they're just thinking, oh, you work with Nike. You
You're
must
good.
be having Nike money. Oh, can you put me in contact so I can get free shoes?
Hey.
What? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Was I watching something the other day? Who was it? No, I was actually watching. I was watching Lecrae. Actually, he's got a pod. I haven't finished it. Speaking to a guy about wealth. Funny enough, so it was interesting because basically Lecrae was saying that he used to work with a shoe brand,
Mm.
and they just kept on giving him free shoes.
Well, no money.
And he got to the point where I was like, yo, like,
Wait a minute.
where's the, like, you know what I mean? And it's like,
What we say?
sometimes we get too almost mesmerized by the freebies and the,
Yeah.
and I think it even speaks about the influencer world that we're in as well, where it's like,
Mhm.
hey, this is the free thing. I'm doing a haul, and this is the free stuff that I got. And actually, it's
Don't pay
like,
bills, man.
that don't pay the bills, man.
Nope.
Do you know what I mean? And I think, yes, the longevity, man. Like ultimately, we want to create for brands, but we also want to create for individuals and create for all types of people.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're designers, innit? We're serving a cause, so
Yeah, exactly.
And we love the job.
exactly.
So I think people think that we're selective. Like, I would rather do something I love than do something that pays me more.
Mm.
Most of the time.
yeah,
Like, most of the time, it's like, if I see someone doing something that I really, really like, I would love to be a part of this. I'd rather do that
Mm.
Yeah.
than doing something that is like big with a big name, but it's like work I'll not be proud of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most times those jobs, like as great as they are, probably come with a lot of red tape and a lot of
You'd
too
be
many
ashamed.
cooks
Yeah.
to spoil the broth
Yep.
and
Yep.
I saw one meme of like, I think the it was like, down to your third revision, and you're looking at your work like, my baby, what happened to you?
Look how they massacre my boy. Like,
Because the way they can ruin stuff,
bro, pixelated,
bro.
stretched out.
then
Yeah.
when they release it, they'll be like,
That's when they have the audacity
then
to tag
now
you.
design by
Yeah, that's when they have the audacity.
I was
When
like,
it's nice, when it's nice, they won't tag you.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Guys.
Speaking of, a lot of cooks in the kitchen, we started a challenge.
almost
Oh,
definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
How
I
are you
think
feeling about it?
by the time this is out, are we day 3?
4.
4 or 3?
Oh snap!
No,
yeah,
they're
we'll
for
be
free.
free.
Yeah.
Mm,
Today's challenge, can I even say that?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Guess
That's
so.
fine.
Yeah.
Was outline.
Mm. I'm still trying to figure out my outline.
I mean, by the time you watch this, you'll see Michael's one.
Let's hope so.
But at this time, nothing has been arrived. But like, yeah, I guess even for you, like, when you saw the words,
Mhm.
what?
Like,
Yeah.
so immediately, like, because it was at 12,
Mm.
so like as I was in bed, I was like, cool. I was just thinking. Then immediately, I thought of like John Legend, All of Me, Love Your Curves and All Your Edges, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I could do
that's
something
nice.
with that.
That's
Haven't
sweet.
done anything with it though. I put type on.
You have.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, no, I have.
It's already out. Like, we all
It'll be there.
Yeah.
But like, I put like that lyric on the on a poster, but I haven't. I don't know. I need to like maybe find outlines of like bodies and stuff or something else. So we will see. But you two have finished. You guys are chilling. So what?
It's
what
crazy
was
because
the
ours is like 10
inspiration?
minutes apart.
You really want to
Like,
see it.
you know what's crazy? Jess was saying that like, did you guys talk before you guys did your thing? Because why are you using the same color? If you not realize we use the blue
Oh, I didn't realize.
and also orange,
Mad.
I use red. To be fair.
not on the teeth. Is that
Oh, the yellow tooth.
yeah, but it's like an orange, yellow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But then in my head I was like, I didn't realize that. But then
Collusion.
I was like,
wow.
I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking more like blueprints. Was that kind of what's in your
okay,
mind as
okay.
well, or no?
So, because the thing is, the song that, again, because I was working off that song,
Yeah.
so I was kind of like in that Portuguese, Spanish,
Yeah.
revolution-esque,
Yeah.
Okay.
like, but I was thinking in the same line, like Romeo and Juliet plays, Shakespeare, The Skull. So I was thinking like, just like something that is printed, but thinking of like, because usually when I think of like revolution posters and stuff, it always has this kind of faded, like quickly printed off. So it's like, it's always a bit faded off kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they always use very primary colors because
Yeah.
that's what they have. It's not
Yeah,
like they're
yeah.
going to go and get Pantone colors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of like the angle I was coming from. It's like
Got
just
you.
like quick overpainted. So I wasn't really thinking like that's interesting. I think I just love vibrant colors. I think between
I
us three,
love-
we always
yeah,
love
yeah.
vibrant colors anyway.
Yeah,
so I think it was gonna be green at one point,
Really?
but then the blue worked nicer because
Yeah.
of the red. Like
Right.
because
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking I was trying to be PG, thinking of it as like a pull shot. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
And the whole revolution thing. So that was kind of what I was going for. But yeah,
That's
what were you
interesting.
thinking?
The wall was just blue.
That would do it.
Yeah, I'll be honest. But I was thinking along the lines of blueprints and stuff.
Right.
It's interesting because I wish I had my laptop on it. What with me now, but I actually started out with taking a picture of myself, like a selfie,
Okay.
and I cut myself out.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking that almost like an outline, and then I still use that transparent grid thing. But I was like, no, I don't like this one. So then I started thinking about outlines, and I think whenever I see the word, I always go to the definition
Right.
just to see what I can work with. Because obviously outline, you got the shape.
Yeah.
I was actually going to do one where it was like, maybe I get like an object and then just do like an animation where, on Photoshop or Illustrator where it's got it's got a rectangle which is fill and a rectangle which is stroke.
Yeah.
I can do like an animation where that switches
Got
and
you.
change
That's
the.
cool.
But I was like, nah, that's too long.
Fair
No,
enough.
it's smart because you have to be quick.
Yeah, I think that's the
Yeah.
thing with the challenge where I thank God that we did it last year because it's like
It's made us.
it taught me a lot in terms of like, don't waste time if you don't need to.
Yep.
And also, like, I think sometimes you want to make the most extravagant stuff,
Mhm.
but actually, it's a challenge.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a marathon. Do you know what I mean? Just get it out of the way so you can rest.
No,
and then
it's
start
very
again.
true.
Do you know what I mean?
And it's also like it's made me trust my first ideas much more.
Yes.
Like before,
Yes.
like I remember when we did the first challenge. I think it was one day, it was like the third day or fourth day. I did like 5 different
Wow.
like versions. I was like, oh god, I don't know which one did.
yeah.
And I was overthinking it because I was very concerned about how people were gonna take it in and stuff like that. But like this time around, I think because obviously we did that 7-day challenge in between ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And
I forgot.
that just made me, that made me realize I was like, really and truly, like we're so good at this
Yeah.
that we need to trust ourselves a bit
Yeah.
more and give ourselves
Yes,
like,
that's
you
what
know
it
what I'm
is.
saying?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, today's one I was like, this is the idea I have, let's go with it, as
Yeah.
opposed to kind of like overthinking the whole process, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's that. Obviously now we're in Black History Month,
See?
and I think we've been quite vocal over the past few years about how we feel about Black History Month and stuff.
We've had so many different titles. Man.
Yeah, I think okay. So this is my question: where do you feel like we should be or we should go? What is like the appropriate place to be as creatives, Black creatives in the UK specifically?
What do you mean appropriate place?
So I think in the last few years we've been quite critical about pointing out. Obviously we have given solutions at the end of all our conversations, but I think it would be interesting to start with the solutions, knowing where we are right now. So as creatives, like what do you feel like maybe is one particular area that we need to hone in on, either improve or maybe it's already going the right way, so we should probably keep going that way.
I've got one that came to mind
Go on.
straight away. Theatre. I think
Ooh.
Black British theatre has been
Incredible.
amazing.
Yeah.
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 I
Like
agree.
it's the standard of it, art is different.
Yeah.
Like generally, like
There's been a renaissance of late.
and it's been so nice to watch because it's like when I'm watching it, it's like obviously not all characters I want to relate to, but there are moments where I'm like, oh yeah.
I would do that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
We've all watched Shifters, right?
Nope.
I think
I'm
mine was
this weekend.
This
Just
weekend.
watch Slave Play though.
It's funny because before you get to Shifters, you have to walk past Slave Play.
Yeah.
So I looked at it, I was just like,
Like,
but like even like coming out of theatre for Shifters, just how everyone was talking about it and just like, it was just a beautiful thing, man.
yeah.
So I think if you can continue just pushing that and really making a name for it, because I feel like man, we've got something there, man. Even I think I don't know what we spoke about in the last episode because it was so long ago, but like even with series and films and whatnot.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously we had that whole conversation about Supercell,
Yeah.
but even that's such a big moment in the Black British history or Black British entertainment history. So I think there's a lot, but I think we need to keep on moving forward in terms of like diversifying those storylines and
Getting out of the hood.
Yeah. Which I think is like, it is happening.
It is
100%,
Because I
definitely.
think sometimes it is like, we don't see the things because there was a film called either Little Red Dress or The Red Dress with Alexandra Burke. I cannot remember the main character's name.
she's in theatre now, isn't it?
Wait,
Yeah, does theatre and film.
is it the one
Oh.
where he wears the man?
Yeah.
Oh, I would need to see that.
It is really good, but like basically explores this guy who's come out of prison and he goes back to see his family. Like he's got a babes, he's got a daughter, and you learn. I mean, I guess from the trailer you see like he has this affinity towards this red dress that he bought for his
I've seen the
wife or
trailer for
girlfriend
this.
or fiance.
Yeah.
Brought for his missus, because she wanted to be like a Tina Turner.
Impersonator.
Yeah. So like he got her this dress because she really liked this dress, but you see like the way he's drawn to this dress, it feels like, okay, it's something more than just you admire this dress for how it looks. Maybe you want to wear the dress. And it looks at like that, exploring, I guess, like not necessarily sexuality, but maybe more gender expression. And from like throughout the film, you kind of have an understanding as to maybe why he does that and why he feels more comfortable in this, but it also looks at masculinity, and especially like because he went to jail because I think he was part of a gang growing up. So like looking at that tie-in and why he feels this need to interact with this dress the way that he does. Seeing stories like that, like that's a big thing for us to kind of look at, because you're looking at hyper masculinity and then also looking at like gender expression as well. And he's a straight man, so it's like, how does this work? And
Yeah.
I thought that, like, I watched it the other day and I was like, oh, this is like a really cool thing to discuss. Or just look at, I know, can never remember names. Amil, I can't remember his surname, but he had a Christmas film, New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Oh, with Leanne.
He was in
Yeah.
in Kidulthood.
Yes.
Oh no.
I know we weren't talking about
Yeah. So like there have been like things happening. I know sometimes it is us actually going to support these films and stuff as well. Rylane happened last year.
Very good film.
And that resonated with a lot of Americans as well, which is really cool to see.
Yeah.
So like I know TV shows wise, there was Supercell, there was Queenie, Dreaming Whilst Black, and a lot of other stuff too. So like we're having our moments, and even like Channel 4, I feel like they have a lot of black creators making like series and content.
Yeah.
On
they do
YouTube.
stuff.
On YouTube. So there's that too. So like a lot of things are happening, which are nice to see. I guess it's just like finding a way to support these things, because sometimes people do their short film runs at cinemas. I even watched The Therapist the other day.
Wait, which one?
I ain't watched that one.
Cannot remember the director's name now, which is really bad.
No, I don't think the one you
It's with an A.
Okay.
It's with an A. I can see his like Instagram thing.
It's here.
But it's the guy who had the posters for like Taser
Oh,
Black.
I know you're talking Abdul.
I think so.
I might be wrong though, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The Slap, the one who directed the Slap.
I think it was- I think it was him
say
as well.
something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
the
yeah.
slap. Yeah.
Yes, I know who you're talking
So like
about.
The
yeah,
Therapist,
yeah.
like it was like 12 minutes, but like a really good short about like the like relationship between a barber and like, you know, a customer. and stuff. But like these things are happening. I guess just us trying to find
Yeah.
some of those
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
the
yeah.
platforms that they're going to be put on. There was even another short called We Love Moses. We All Love Moses, and that takes a very interesting twist that you probably won't expect when you watch the series. But like, watch the short. But like a lot of great things in like theater, film, TV are happening. We just need to like find them. I'd say.
Even the finding is not even like, I think nowadays there's like a lot of things that are facilitated that allow people to find it, like a lot of film clubs. I know Red Eye, the one I went to, which Newcomer was a partner of, for example, where they had the 4 films. Like that's something that apparently this is the second season that so that means all of last year they were doing it.
True.
So I think it's they definitely facilitate these things. I think a lot of people are starting to do like book clubs and like obviously like No Signal and all these like there are things happening.
Even on that note, I think Black literature has been amazing in the most recent years as well. I feel like there's always something to read.
I feel like it always has been. I think it's just, I feel like the Black consciousness in the UK has kind of risen. To the point where like now we're more interested in these kind of things. I feel like maybe
and like actively looking for it too.
A decade ago it felt like we were all stuck in this kind of weird cycle of social media, just like binging World Star and like it just felt like all of us were there stuck and we didn't have anywhere to go, so we had to be there. But now it's like I feel like the portfolio is diversified.
I also think we understand the game now a bit more. So even like how people roll out stuff, how people roll out books, how people roll out films, how people roll out theatre production. It's like it's with the current, if that makes sense.
It's
like,
not against anything.
I think before it was very hard to find things, it was very difficult to find things, or it would just be their friends and their family. But now it's like the pool kind of opened up a bit more. So I think that's been really good, man.
I was gonna ask about the whole friends and family thing because I think that's again maybe a conversation we've had. But how do you feel like we can not escape that trap of where we put on events and then
it's only like
the immediate, like how do we allow spaces to feel inviting to the populace as opposed to just because I think
populace, you mean Black British people or just everyone?
Even if it's everyone, but obviously there's going to be a hierarchy of who's like who the event is catering to. But like even to the point that it makes other people feel comfortable enough to come into these spaces, but not necessarily overrun the space, but understand that the space is primarily for a particular group of people. Like obviously, like I said, with the whole film thing where they have it every month, and they show these films, it's primarily for a particular audience because all the films on there were by Black directors, Black films, Black cast. So that's their aim. But in the room, it was a diverse room. They had like people who were like from all like races and stuff.
Would you say that the people essentially were created, I guess, those people, do you think they have a diverse network in itself? It probably sounds like that because the way I see it is that what I've learned anyway is that if you invite a certain group of people, they will bring whoever's in their network, if that makes sense. There's some people that they've got, and it's amazing, they've got their gang that follow them everywhere. And it's, I don't know, I didn't use gang.
That was a crazy.
I don't mean it like that.
There's like groups of people like.
He meant what he said. He meant what he said,
But like,
oh my gosh.
That's worse.
That's crazy.
I'm joking.
Hey.
Wow.
Oh, that's so funny. So they got their people in it that follow them. And typically that's like their friends, their family and whatnot. But there's other people that they are so well connected that doesn't matter. They've got people that will come from every single. So I think it's who you. So for example, if you put together an event, if we just put together you, me, and you, the event will only be us though. But maybe if on the guest list or not on the guest it was like a special guest appearance or someone that's featuring in the event is from a completely different community, it brings in a new audience, if that makes sense.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. But I feel like even between us three, our audiences are completely different.
No, it is very different.
Obviously, there is a crossover.
But we do have mutuals.
But like,
if we wanted to reach someone beyond
yeah,
us,
like I guess like collaborations, that's why people do them as well. Like,
exactly,
bringing
collaborations,
two
yeah.
different sides together, two
Yeah.
different audiences together for like this
Yeah.
one moment, and hopefully there'll be like cross pollination.
So you feel like there has to be more collaborations?
There has to be.
I think so because
Yeah.
even I don't know if you were talking about it just now or from conversations we've had prior, but just like I feel that one thing we do well is that we have so many people that want to make a movement or like make a platform, be part of the change that you want to see, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we would probably have better things if we like just
Did it together.
did it together because there's probably overlap on like multiple different things. Like one person trying to do one thing, one person trying to do another thing can do well. But if those two people came together and were like, cool, let's work together on this thing, could
Definitely.
probably do a lot more.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that I have probably like noticed that like, cool, people are doing stuff, which is amazing. But if there was more connecting or more like, oh, let's collaborate on this event and maybe do this together. Or like, I've seen multiple people, which is fine. Like, oh, here's a platform for creatives. I want to bring us together to do this. But I've seen this from like 5 different people.
But there's bare platform for
But there's
creators.
so many
Yeah.
platforms. And I often think like, okay, longevity wise, is this sustainable? How this kind of like, will you be able to manage this on your own? But if you're able to band with other people who are also looking to do the same thing, maybe you could go further.
Do you also think is I wouldn't say pride. It does well it's funny, is mix it into that, but do you also feel like there's some people that want to be the pioneer? Like it was my idea. I did this, and I don't really want to. I don't really want to
That's
share.
literally what it. Yeah.
I don't want to share the glory.
Yeah.
With you guys.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Trying to be like God.
No collabs.
Bro, it's crazy.
No advertising. No,
Bro, I did it on my own,
yeah.
which is false,
Look,
but hey.
I think, a lot. How do I say this?
Crabs in a bucket, innit?
Yeah, and I
Or is it in a barrel?
I think some people
Wait,
like,
the bucket is the album,
in the
innit?
bucket.
No,
Wait,
no,
no,
it's-
it's still the same
same thing.
Same
Wait,
thing.
isn't
yeah.
crabs in the?
That's 90s the album.
Okay,
But that is still the phrase,
still the
yeah.
same thing. But like, I think, like people like the story of come from the mud, and, like, and I made this whole thing on my own.
Right.
No handouts, no this, no that. Team of one.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
I think because of that, some people are also just like, like I want it to be me. Maybe it's like also a hyper independence thing of because I've not really had the support. I don't really know how to ask for things. I think that's what I've noticed with quite a few like creative people.
I think
Like,
it's definitely that. That sounds
like
more like
sharing your vision is quite a vulnerable thing, especially when we are in a community where we may not all have.
Yeah, people laugh at you like burns.
No,
we may not
I
have like
thought of something.
the access, but also people may not have the perspective or wider understanding of like how things work. So if you're now saying, "Oh, I want to do a film club," someone will laugh at you and be like, "Who wants to pay
Film.
to watch?"
Yeah.
Films
Like some
with
dead,
you.
some dead, you know, like
With
watch
you.
some like amateur films and all this. I
Yeah.
can just go to the cinema.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I think if it's not a blockbuster, like why am I wasting my time? And what it can be hard to find your community when you might not have that in your immediate circle. So
'Cause,
you have to
yeah,
have
A
some
lot,
outside.
a lot of creatives actually do struggle with finding people that are similar to them.
Yeah.
Well, not even similar, but like can see their vision. The reason why I was laughing is that I think it's just painful to have like this amazing idea.
Someone just shut it down.
No, not even that. You bring someone on and they rubbish it. Like in the sense of like,
Like, can we try this instead?
yeah, and it's like
Oh,
you're spoiling my plan. Like, you're just ruining. You're ruining it. Like, do you know, it makes me laugh because it's like I think a lot of us have these ideas in our mind
Yeah.
and we're like, it has to be done like this.
like this.
yeah, of course. So you need the right people to help.
But even getting the right people is like,
It is, because I think you're right. Sometimes the people who even come on board, they're also trying to hijack the idea and make it theirs. So it's
bro.
like, yeah, but it's so interesting because I feel like a lot, and I think we were having this conversation earlier where sometimes we feel like we need permission to do things. So it's funny that in the creative space is the same thing. Like sometimes people just want to support, but in the supporting, that's when their true colors come out because they really want to try things, but they're scared to do it on their own.
Yeah,
So they want someone to give them that permission to then shine. But it's like,
yeah.
if let's say I'm starting a book club and you want to start a film club, like don't then use your film club to then, you know what I'm saying? Because then it's like you're fighting against something that could be so. Because we could easily say, okay, cool, you do book club, I'm gonna support you, and I do book club on Thursday, and then film club on Thursday. Now it becomes a club of books and film, and we could be a thing where we do maybe films and with the books, so we can read the books and watch the films after. Like there could be a synergy of spaces.
But that requires like depth to pride and
of course,
and like openness to like your idea, like being something else, and also just like remembering who it's all for,
who you serving.
Because if people may not be thinking about, okay, we're serving these people and this is what might be good for them, and you're thinking more about, this is my idea and it needs to come from me, you might not get that far.
Yeah.
But I have thoughts.
I was just having a thought. Do you think also the money aspect?
Oh, 100%.
Because let's not hide that.
100%.
Because
100%.
two things: either the money's not enough. It's like three things. The money's not enough. You're small fish, so it's like, or third, it may be some legal issues in terms of like how your business is run.
Right.
Wait, say expand on the last one because I try to understand that.
So for example, let's say you've got a limited company.
Right.
The other person is just
an entity.
No, they've not registered.
Oh,
they're just vibes. I don't want to collaborate with you.
Putting you at risk.
No, but literally, how do you?
You treat them like an entity on their own. So it's
but they're just a human being.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, okay, for example, if I'm a limited company, right? Yeah. And you want to deal with me in terms of collaboration or something.
Yeah. Guys, I'm so sorry. I really need to use the bathroom. I'm so sorry.
So all the time you're saying that you're struggling.
We're back.
So yeah, essentially, if you're dealing like as a limited company with an individual, you can make a contract where you just write the person's name.
Fair, okay.
Like it shouldn't be that complicated.
You'll be fine because that's it's not even you, it's their problem.
Yeah, and if there's any liabilities, I guess that's when it gets tricky because, okay, I guess you don't want that person representing your brand, so you need to make that clear. Like this person is working as themselves, and we're working as ourselves. If he goes online and says some craziness, that's him. Okay, it's not us. So I think there are ways around it. It's just going back to your point about is it the money thing, or I genuinely feel like people are greedy, and Michael's point, I do feel like some people, they don't prioritize who they're serving, or maybe they lose sight of it at some point in their journey.
I think to get started, they definitely do see the vision, but then I think when things start getting successful and think the money starts rolling in, it's very easy just to be like, you know what?
Yeah. Or even sometimes when it's not.
Cultural capital. And that's one of the most expensive things. It's like a lot of people value that over money. Like people would rather look expensive and cool, like we were talking about, than actually be expensive and cool. You know? Like a lot of people, like I said before, a lot of people aren't making money.
Not in the UK.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's not easy, but the thing is like in these spaces.
Why does it feel like everybody is? And why does everyone do it so well?
But perception though. Like
I think it's a tiny percentage of people as well making that money. And that's what we see a lot.
Yeah.
Because we're thinking London. We're thinking of particular people we see on social media all the time. Yeah, that's a very small percentage. That's not even up to 100 people we can count.
Yeah. And if you think about it as well, like they probably set the bar of now how everyone has to like present themselves.
Yeah.
So when everyone is like pushing towards that and having to force themselves to fit this bill, of course everyone's gonna feel like, oh, this is what we have to do, or this is like everyone's making money, or that kind of thing. Like a bit off tangent, but I was watching R&B Money, the podcast, and Punch was on one episode, and he said like, oh, All-Star Weekend is normally when all the people come out to do, you know, all the celebs are there, music people are there. He said that there were like 10 men sharing a like hotel room. Someone, like multiple people are sleeping in the bed. Other people are sleeping on the floor. People are sleeping in the bathroom. Like, but you're there to like network and do all of the things. And of course, who's going to see that when you're there posting, oh yeah, NBA, All-Star Weekend, living it up, Perception, man.
And that's what's, I don't want to say it's killing, because I do genuinely feel like, again, the UK where we are right now, I think we're in the best space we've been in a very, very long time.
Yeah, for sure.
So I definitely feel like it would be great to see more collaborations. I think it would be
Yeah.
fun. It'd be great for us
Yeah,
because I think
we
we deserve it. We
Yeah.
deserve to see all these brands that are coming up just like do a festival, do
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
creative, I don't know, a fair.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things that we could do that we haven't tried.
Yeah.
but
that
we
I think
have
would be
but
cool.
we have done a lot.
Oh, I agree.
And
I
think that's the
definitely
thing.
agree.
It's like, for example, like Black Ballad have like their Weekender, I think.
Yeah.
Wow, my brain. DLT did their
The festival?
festival
Recipe, yeah.
the recipe, which is amazing. Like people are doing things, but I think obviously it's like there was a time that none of this stuff happened before, and we wanted certain things, and now we've got these things. It's like, of course, we're gonna be comparing and analyzing and thinking that. So it'll be like, oh, what about this, and this? But like, we have really come far in like
Yeah,
the
definitely
past
come
like,
a long way.
5 years alone. A lot has happened.
Yeah.
Obviously, George Floyd stuff and that aftermath is another thing, even though some of these organizations are trying to like go back on pledges and all of that kind of stuff. So
I'm not
there's that
surprised.
too. Like, and I think, yeah, money's, like you said, money is actually a really big aspect. The more I deep it, because like when you think about the longevity of a lot of these things, there's a reason why certain things in the past aren't here anymore
Mhm.
because of finance.
Yeah.
So like the power in collaboration could actually be really good to help us.
It will
And
save a lot.
it actually,
that, to
funny
be
enough, it will reduce the cost.
It will.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
will. More
That's-
hands.
more
Less.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Because imagine if you're collaborating with a company that does film and photography, and then you're also working with people who do events, and then you're also working with a food company.
So you're never having to hire somebody to
Everybody's
yeah.
shipping in,
Yeah.
and then you split the profits,
100%.
and everybody can eat some of the pie.
yeah.
You know,
100%.
rather than taking all the liability on your head and then you end up in a negative.
Hey, yeah.
You know, is what it
It
is.
ain't worth it, man. Conversations for creatives. Today's question is, how do you balance your creative work with other responsibilities? So by that, your house chores,
Oh,
your missus, your family,
Hmm.
just life, admin. How do you balance that?
I'm still trying to figure it out today.
yeah.
So it's not
Personally.
balanced.
It's not as balanced
Yeah.
as it could be. Hence why I haven't really done my 30 day poster challenge thing. Not even poster challenge. Rule of first challenge.
Yeah.
But I'm learning through the various things I'm doing. Like obviously I'm doing this, I'm doing 75 hard and other things. So it's like it's forcing me to have to find the time and create that structure that I'll need to like be able to do everything. So like it's a work in progress, but I'm aware that okay, now more than ever I actually need very good structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I do like going to work Tuesday to Thursday. Because it's like going to the office, actually getting on the train, having that time period, then
Gives you a
walking.
structure. Yeah.
It's like working from home days sometimes can be a mess. Because if you wake up,
Tell me about it.
you wake up just when the meeting's about to start, or like you're just a bit more sluggish.
Yeah.
When it's something like when there's an order to the day, I think discipline helps to like therefore bring those responsibilities and your design work in a much more balanced way. But still, yeah, I've not achieved that yet, to be fair.
Yeah. I think similar to both of you, it always leans one way or the other. So it's either I'm so much into work or I'm so much into just like
Your own stuff.
yeah. So it's like I can get very hyper focused at times. So sometimes it depends. Like if I'm designing, sometimes I can design and just like I'll just be in it, just cracking down work for like days, zoned out. Like no one will hear from me. I just be
Yeah.
gone.
It's on that, yeah.
So it's like it's either that or I'm completely like on the other side. So I think for me, I think the easiest way is usually I kind of know, okay, if it hits Monday, depending on how much emails I have, I'll know, okay, maybe Monday to Wednesday is just work because that's I know it's gonna take maybe 3 days to get all of this done.
Right.
And then I know the rest of the week if I need to get like Sundays and Saturdays usually are write-offs anyway because it's like church stuff and like you know. So if it's Monday to Friday, I know okay, this is what I need to do. But again, it varies because I'm freelance, so I have
It's a bit
to
different, yeah.
I have to make
Got
the
no
time
choice,
to sit down and get the work done. No one's
Yeah.
gonna be like, hey, where's the work in terms of like a
Yeah.
manager.
Yeah.
So if I don't wake up and do it, then I don't get paid.
Mm.
It's not like I'm gonna get paid at the end of the month just for sitting there. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So I don't have a choice. I have to kind of do the work, but also I think sometimes because of that, the personal other stuff tends to suffer. because no one really gets my time
Mhm.
as much as like I feel like at this point in our careers anyway, we should be like actively having like people that we mentor and stuff like that.
I'm getting to that soon, man.
But it's like
100%, yeah.
I don't have the time for that.
Yeah.
I feel like I should, and I know people have asked, but it's like sometimes I just don't have the time because I know that if I am to give you time, I'll get hyper focused on you.
I think you do have the time. I think you just
I don't have the time, man.
Trust me, you definitely do.
It's
You
funny
definitely
because
do.
like
Right now, where I am, I don't have the time.
You have the time.
it's funny
Trust
because
me.
like you know what this reminds me of. You know how we were saying to like the group chat with like the challenge, like you'll make that you like some
Yes.
But this is my point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care enough to
Okay,
to
okay.
So that's different. You don't.
no,
yeah.
but what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't have the time. Not to say that I guess
like
maybe
you won't give it the thing.
Yeah,
that it
I won't-
deserves.
yeah.
It's not a
Okay.
priority for
it's,
you right
it's
now.
not gonna
Yeah.
be.
Okay.
But what I'm saying
yeah.
is that this challenge again, because we have to do it,
So
it's
we have
gonna
to
get
do it.
done.
Yeah, no,
You know what I mean?
I agree.
So I think there's certain things
I agree.
we can carve out time, but if it's not a priority, it won't happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But I think it would be cool to kind of go into that and just kind of like find that structure where you can actually also give your time to other people.
Yeah.
Mm,
I want to do
I
that
think
next
it'd be really cool.
for sure.
You know,
Cool. Conversations for creatives.
nice.
Shout out to recommendations. Kaboom. So my shout outs and recommendations are free. The first one is Dance No One's Watching by Ezra Collective.
Nice.
There's 19 tracks and there's about an hour. Like I was listening on driving here actually, and it was perfect. One thing I really love about it is that they actually incorporate some old school African praise and worship classics, which I'm sure you know. But in general, their album's amazing. I think Manifest is on it, Koji Radical, Moonchild Tonelli, she's on it as well. I probably missed some other people as well, but it's a really, really good album. Second one is a short film by Sam Henshaw.
You beat me to it.
Oh my gosh, is that one of yours?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. But it's called A Short Film for Someone Somewhere Who Isn't Us. I guess you can share the recommendation.
No, you
But-
go through.
It's basically, I feel like if I miss anything, just definitely fill it in. But it's different people being interviewed about, I guess, where they are, the creative process, kind of thing. Some in London, some in New York. But it's so different and so refreshing. I think we had to write in like a blue book,
Yes.
like their, what was it, like advice or like
I guess it's kind of like, yeah.
yeah.
I'm trying to think if the advice is the right word, but I guess the advice.
Yeah, but it was a really, really good short film to watch. So that, and then thirdly, this is not your typical one, but there's this app called Yuka. You may have seen it on TikTok, but my colleagues introduced me to this one. And basically, if you follow Eddie Abu, this might be one of your favorite apps. But essentially, it's like a food and cosmetic scanner. And when you scan it, you can see whether the product is good or not. So, for example, I haven't got on me, but I bought these like cranberries, and it was rated 51 out of 100, which is actually good. Which is still kind of scary. And I won't mention the malt brand, but there's a certain malt that when I scanned it, I got 0 out of 100.
I personally will still drink the malt because it's my favorite malt.
It's leng.
Really?
Beautiful.
But 0 out of 100 is
It's
absolutely
crazy.
scary.
It's
Tastes like a
crazy.
0 out of 100.
No nutrients.
What do you think?
Well, anyway, I thought malt had some vitamin B and all them in there.
No, because I
swear it
swear they always
does.
say like, fortified with.
But maybe that's the other one.
Mm,
The original one.
Exactly. I was gonna say maybe that one
Yeah.
might be like a 5 or a 7.
5 out of 100.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my recommendations.
Nice. Mike, do you want to go?
You go.
Okay. I've got 2 recommendations now. Thank you very much. But one is an artist. She's an illustrator. She's called Iman, but her at is 66.
Okay.
Interesting.
That is 66 and then SEKS.
Okay.
She's an illustrator. She has a really, really like nice, beautiful, like gradient style, like illustrations. Like,
Nice.
so yeah, check her stuff out. I don't know why. Recently, I've been on like an illustrator binge. I just love. I think because I'm getting into illustration a bit more now. So yeah, but she's got really, really nice stuff. Her palettes are really, really warm.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's the first recommendation. Second recommendation is a film, a short film, shall I say, by the director's name is, I don't want to butcher this, so I'm gonna take my time with it. It is Busayo Ige.
Okay. E-G-E?
I just heard you put the last name.
Oh, Ige. Yeah.
Okay.
Busayo
Busayo
Ige.
Ige. But yeah, so yeah, she acts in it as well.
Okay, so-
It's about it's called Essex Girl. Sorry, I should have
Oh.
prefaced. It's a great short film.
I think I've come across maybe like a trailer or something.
Yeah?
That's really cool. Nice.
Yeah, I think the director's name also. I think I'm trying to think if there's two directors or maybe she just acts in it. But the name over here is also Yero Timi Bu.
Okay.
I think she writes the film as well.
Okay.
But it's an amazing short, and it's like it was really refreshing to see a short film where it's about it's more joyous and not sad.
Right.
Because I think there was something weird looming in me when I'm watching short films where there's black characters. I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Okay. I
But
get
it was
it.
just like really refreshing to just see like,
Especially with Essex Girl.
yeah.
In my mind, you're thinking racism maybe, but
which to be
It
fair
was
was a
some-
part,
yeah.
but it was beautiful to see how she found her community
okay.
and she
Out
integrated
of that.
out of
yeah,
that.
okay.
And it was
so
just like,
it's nice.
yeah, it was
That's
obviously I don't want to spoil it, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was just really nice to see how, yeah, that kind of black joy and like it takes you back because it's like in that era of like BBM and like so it's just like it's really nostalgic.
I'll
Like,
definitely watch it. Do you what's it on?
I think it's on BBC iPlayer.
Oh, okay. I thought it was even the
Wait,
YouTube show.
actually, I might be wrong. It might be on the BFI. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
okay,
On the
yeah.
BFI, but you can
Nice.
watch it online.
I'll definitely give it a watch.
If you
Yeah.
get a
Sweet.
chance, yeah, you should. You definitely should. It's
For sure.
a great it's a great short. But yeah, those are my recommendations.
So
Amazing. I'm gonna speed through these. So Adewale Mayowa is an artist. Like creates work with photography, ballpoint pen, digital art. I came aware of him in like the NFT boom with like artists and stuff. And he was actually a medical student first before he did the art,
Oh.
which is amazing. So like if you like his technique, mastery of skill, crazy for someone who's literally just recently started making art. So I would recommend him. Second recommendation is the Cutting Room Floor. Really great fashion podcast by Recho Amundi. I think a lot of us became aware of it during her like Most Def interview.
Yeah,
Where
I
she-
think
what-
she did Law as well, didn't she?
Yeah, Law Roach recently as well. So I've tuned into the Patreon since then, and like the interviews are so like thorough. She asked the questions that loads of people will feel uncomfortable to ask. And she doesn't shy away from it at all. And I think as a result, you get a better podcast because she's like thorough. She'll ask the questions that like people say is red tape. Don't ask this. She'll ask. But also she's got a very like vast knowledge of fashion. So like talking about the way things are made or the influences behind a collection or photography and like of a campaign and that kind of thing. So really, really great podcast. And lastly, Guap for their Friday Lates that happened last week. Got to give credit where credit is due. Like they did a really good job by having like loads of different things. I think they had like a Vogue workshop, a clothes exchange thing. They had a short films that were playing with Our Maison.
The Runway as well, right?
Runway as well with I can't remember the Kojo.
oh yeah.
Cannot remember the thing right now.
My
but-
Romeo London.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Unless it's
because
Kofi. My bad.
No, it's
It
definitely
is
Kojo.
Yeah.
Kojo Marfo.
No, but I know exactly what
Okay.
you're
My
talking
Runway. Okay, yeah,
My
Runway.
Runway London. So like it was nice to see other black like platforms as a part of that whole thing
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. And yeah, it was really, really good. And those are my shout outs and recommendations.
Lovely. Well, have a good week and make sure you're part of the challenge.
Please.
Hashtag 30 days with ROT. See you next week. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to today's episode of Rule of Thirds. Feel free to share your thoughts with us using the hashtag Rule of Thirds Pod. And for more from us, follow us on Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod, or our personal accounts for myself, Burns JNR,
Mike at _ man like Mike.
And Jude at Kente Kwame.
Catch you guys in the next one.